Every day, I start to believe more and more that boating is nothing more than a series of close calls. And sometimes in boating we win some, and sometimes we lose some. But we're going to go ahead and talk about that today in this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week, and we will talk about close calls you will see in boating. Sometimes in boating, close calls are self-inflicted. Sometimes we just do things that we probably shouldn't quite do, but we try and pull them off anyway. And sometimes we do things that are very intentional. In the close call, sometimes it goes our way, and sometimes it comes up just a little bit short. There are many different factors that can go into causing a close call in boating. Sometimes weather is one of the main factors. Sometimes we can have reduced visibility. We might not be able to see the things around us. But even when we can see the things around us, sometimes our depth perception can be just a little bit off, causing us to call things a little bit closer than we normally would like to. One of the most common scenarios we'll run into this issue while boating is going to be while we try and traverse bridges. Of course, we've got to try and judge the height of the bridge based on the tide and the weather conditions to match the height of our boat to make sure we can clear.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to go under the bridge, busted his whole T-top down, and then now he's getting towed by the stern.
That's awesome.
Brilliant.
He tried to go under the bridge.
Yeah, he tried to go under the bridge.
One of the things that makes traversing bridges so challenging in boating is we have to deal with ever-changing water conditions. If you're in a coastal area, you will deal with rising and falling tides. If you boat on a river or lake, you may be dealing with water heights based on precipitation levels or possibly being controlled by dams. But no matter which one of these conditions you deal with on your local waterways, the result is the same. Just because you cleared a bridge even earlier that day doesn't necessarily mean when you're trying to come back through later that your vessel will actually clear that bridge again. You've always got to pay close attention to everything going on. While bridges will offer their own unique thrills and challenges as you try and traverse them, this is not the only place we're going to experience close calls in boating. It can happen anywhere, and one of the other popular places it'll happen is around the dock. Once again, another spot anything can happen. We're dealing with wind and currents, and sometimes our close calls will pay off and we'll land it, and other times we'll find ourselves taking a dip. Fortunately, there's nothing like a nice swim after a nice long hot day of boating. Sometimes these close calls will happen well before we get to the dock. They'll happen on approach. We'll line everything up and we'll think we look good. We've got the right angle, the right speed, and all of a sudden as we get close to the dock, things will just get a little out of hand. And even when it feels like things are just spinning out of control, remember to try and stay calm in boating. That's one of the keys. If you let your emotions get the best of you or things get out of control even more, things can go a lot worse than they already are. And just because you've hit the dock and things look good there doesn't mean that you're out of the woods on the close calls yet. Things can still go wrong at the boat ramp. Just like right here. One of the main things I think can go wrong anymore is if you tow with a Jeep Wrangler. Why is it always a Jeep Wrangler? So many close call boating stories always start out the same way. They start out with a great day out on the water or somebody heading to have a great day out on the water, and it's that almost, like we almost made it to the boat ramp just before the tires and the brakes gave out. Or how about that time you guys were coming in the inlet? You and Tony were coming back from fishing. Things looked good. You had the catch of a lifetime, and all of a sudden you didn't make it back in the inlet. And of course, you lost that catch of the lifetime, so all you had was the story to tell and nothing to show. Or that time you thought you could clear the sandbar and things just didn't quite go your way.
I hit a freaking sandbar. Here we go.
Or how about that time you took the dog fishing with you and you and the dog almost had the catch of a lifetime, but for whatever reason, that catch got off the hook as well. And sometimes in boating, it's just a competition. Sometimes it'll be a close call in the competition, like that time you went out to the drag races on your boat and you almost won. You thought you had it, but just at the last second, the vessel you were going against took the lead. Or maybe that close call is because you're bound and determined to hang on. You won't let go for nothing. You've told your friends, my tow hitch will last forever, and there's no way I'm ever replacing it. And this one right here, maybe it will hang on forever. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boneheaded Boaters of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and let me know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Alex Tickenoff, Benji Stark, David Klein, DCB Racing, Cody Monroe, Florida Ski Riders, Hot Tuna SXM, Jerry Vega, JTS Arubi, Lola Loris Nando, Troutman A14, and Ship Spotter Haraya did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.